lost in a couple of things. Okay. Say Quixel. Oh, there. Awesome. I can change the title on the fly. That's good. That's good because I usually jump between programs. And good setup. Okay. I'll try to do kind of like a stylized brick. Increase the threshold, and we add a mask. By the way, if you are new to Mixer, you can search my channel. I have a bunch of Mixer tutorials. This is a great texturing program. I'm using it as a substitute for Substance Designer. So if you ever been, or if you ever use Substance Designer, the thing about Designer is you can always carve whatever figure you want from something simpler. So like a square or a circle or an actual polygon. And that's one of the things that I've tried here. I've not been as successful as I would have liked to be because Substance Designer just have a ton more tools. But hey, this is free, so. I usually go to the top view and go to mask mode and start messing with my mask here. Wait, before that, let's just fix this shading over here. I'm gonna bevel it a little bit. And yes, I know there's a bevel here, but this bevel is completely different from this one over here, in case you're wondering. Okay, I'm gonna just go to the top and check it out this way. Okay, I think that's fine. Now let's start distorting this. Top view, mask mode, and let's add, let's see, need to add some noise. So the whirly one is already very stylized as it is. I'm just gonna do this, invert, no, not invert, but multiply. Oh, there you go. So what we can do is manage the frequency, so we get this. Manage the amplitude, so it's not as harsh. And we kind of have some nice and stylized looking, although I think I'm gonna keep playing with the modes. Alright, I really like this store. It kind of does a lot of tricks whenever you're doing stylized stuff. So I kind of did that, and could probably add a... Actually, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go and multiply. Diminish the amplitude. Leave the frequency around here. Hello, Clifford. And another thing that we can do is actually blur it. Alright. So I'm gonna project this tiling. X and Y repetitions. Let's see. Yeah, this is why you can always do this after the fact. Okay. Or instead of this one, we could use scatter. Yeah, this is weird. That's why usually the materials that I'll be doing for the channel is going to be probably I'll go into Substance Designer and make them there really quickly, and then just follow the same workflow here, because you can follow the same workflow that you use in Substance Designer. Over here is just starting from scratch. Here it's a little bit weird. I mean, it's not, at least for me, it's not super straightforward. I'm not a material artist, so I'm not super versed in Substance Designer, so for someone that is a master of it, it's probably much easier to come here and do this. I need to go there, I need to create a material, make sure everything fits, and once I do that, then that's how I come here in Mixer and do things for tutorials and all of that. So if there's a material that you want me to do, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do about it. No, I don't want to add a surface layer, just a solid. And one of the things that you can do, if you just want to do something stylized, simple, really quickly, is you can do a worldly noise, which is an instant stylized node. Let's see. Increase the amplitude. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. You can also add a blur, just to soften those edges a little bit. And you have an instant rock formation, stylized rock formation. And this is just the base. We can start building into it so it looks a lot better. Probably add another solid layer. Give it a color. Let's see, let's make some sandstone. Okay, now this is going to be the variation 1. So this is going to be my AO. So not save it all, but just save. Yeah, I would just save the asset. Salpy. Just save the asset when you are, after you're done with it, instead of going edit and do that. And I'm sorry, into file in the menu. I think it's easier that way. And you are sure that that asset is safe in the project. Stay with learning it. Is there metallics? Yes, there is metalness here. It's this one. So let's see, let's do the AO. Just gonna make this really dark. And wait, for some reason, oh, okay, see why. Oh, that's actually cool. So what you could do is, I'm gonna copy this. Should have just duplicated the layer though. Wrap. There you go. So now it's all around the underlying geometry. You always use wrap to underlying if you just want the layer from above to be completely part of the layer from below. I'm actually going to remove the displacement because I'm not using that. This is going to be a color layer. I'm going to get a mask, curvature. And I'm going to only detect cavities. There you go. Gives a little bit of ambient occlusion to that. See how it looks tiled. Huh. It's very patterny, but that can be broken up later. This is just a very, very simple stylized rock formation. I'll be doing something a lot more thought when I start in the channel, when I do it for tutorials. Now let's do the highlights. I'm just going to duplicate this layer and make this let's see, that, apply. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into our curvature. Instead of cavities, we're going to do edges. Make sure this is what's showing. Or instead of just the edges, what we can do is just go to default, play with the levels a little bit. Invert that. And now it's taking from the cavities, and I just want the edges. I thought I could just detect the edges and that'll be it, but nope. There you go. All right. See, you have some nice stylized, and actually it didn't take any time. That was really quickly. So if you want to add, and we should add some color variation, but before that, let me just, there you go, bigger rocks. I like this better. So now I'm going to duplicate this. And I just want this to add a little bit of color variation here. I'm actually gonna delete the mask. And we're gonna change the albedo from this. Okay, we're gonna add a mask. We're gonna add a purling noise. Think frequency. Now let's see how this effect looks. This is the auto stylized effect. That's how I call it because it's really funny. I get this kind of like cow pattern looking thing. You can always do the steps. And it would really help you out with this, and we can turn the opacity of the layer a little bit down. So we have some nice change of color. And let's see if we can do this. I saw this in one of the Quixel official tutorials. Thought it was weird, but it really worked when to fix this tiling. So let's see. If we can offset it. Can we offset this? No, apparently not. Whoops, what in the world happened? Okay, so that tutorial was very particular and it wasn't about that. Yeah, I just saw a video where you could just duplicate a layer, offset it, and it should help you out with this. See if we can add a little bit of grass. Let's see how we're gonna add some grass here. Actually, instead of adding a new layer, I'm just gonna duplicate this one. And what I'm gonna do, yeah, opacity full. I'm gonna add a mask. And we're gonna add a noise. Big noise. Actually comes through, and let's see if we can add curvature, cavities only, and now we have a little bit of grassiness coming through. It's not grass, but you know, it's stylized stuff just to give it some variation. Actually, what we can do is just, let's put the noise on top. And we'll multiply the noise. There you go. So that will give us a little bit of variation, so it's not going through exactly all the cavities, it's just following the noise. And the mask looks like that. So it's really helpful if you want to break a pattern. So yeah, it's kind of like a nice looking stylized rocks with a little bit of grass. Another way to do this is, let me just get rid of this layer. And I think this would probably be the better way to do it. I'm gonna go like this. Yeah, this looks really weird. So let's go to regular noise. And now it looks like it's actually underneath green liquid. So that was probably not a good idea. But this is cool if you have some rocks that should be around grass. And what I would do with this is I would have the grass around the rocks, so probably a little bit less threshold. Like this. Yeah. Alright, so that was the first stream ever. Just trying some things, making sure the stream machine is working for me. It actually is. So next time I'm going to make sure to put out an hey guys, there's going to be a stream, so you guys know when I'm going to stream, so more people show up. But thanks to the people who show up. And again, I'm not going to have a camera until I actually see a lot more viewers to see if you guys rather watch the live streams or just want to watch the tutorials. I'm down with either of those. Again, thank you very much for showing up, and I'll see you on the next video.